How's it going, guys? Welcome to the FM Dugout. We're back with another episode of the British Steel Challenge, but we're no longer with Wraith Rovers. We have jumped across to Northern Ireland, and in case you haven't managed to work out who we are managing, it's Glentoran. As well, they've had a pretty poor season. They are currently 9th in the Dansk Bank Premier. There's one game left to go, which is my first game in charge at home to Coleraine. And, well, a chance to potentially, I suppose, finish 7th, which is kind of gaining some respectability back. But it's been a tough old season for them by the looks of it. Goals scored, they are 10th highest in the league, really struggling to get the goals. Goals conceded 5th best, so if we can just get a few more goals, potentially this outfit could finish higher up the league. Now, obviously, Linfield might have been the sort of preferred choice of the Belfast Big Two, but well, it's Glentoran. It was the job that was available. So I actually, after the Queen of the South game for Wraith Rovers, I just got in that mindset that I wanted to leave, and I saw that the Glentoran job was available, and decided to resign and just apply for it, and that's exactly what I did. Manage to get it. As a step down, you can see that we're $500,000 in the red. Our wage budget is 10,000 a week, smaller than it was at Wraith Rovers, and the standard of the player is definitely lower. But this is part of the British Steel Challenge. This is what it's all about, is pushing yourself and going to other leagues. Now, the only thing that is a little bit concerning is the fact that I do actually have to win the NFIL Championship as well. Now, I can't do that from here, obviously, because, well, I'm not going to get relegated this season. And if I did, I suspect I'd be sacked, because Glentoran have got a good record. If you take a look at their competitions, you can see what they've won. They've won the Premiership 24 times, runners-up 28, third place 27. They've always been one of the kind of big teams, and quite an honours list. So I guess the challenge here will be to try and get them back to the pinnacle of Northern Irish football, maybe into Europe as well, and try to win all the cups that I can, and potentially come back at a later stage for the championship. But as things stand for the challenge as a whole, we have this little map to show us how it went in Scotland. So you can see that 57% of the progress has been completed. 3 league titles and 1 cup, leaving 2 cups and 1 league. So not a bad state at all. And if you look at the kind of things that we're trying to win here, well, you've got this Premiership and the Scottish Cup and League Cup. So it's the big competitions really in Scotland. So we've still got the kind of tougher end to do, and it's very much dependent on the teams that are available. Aberdeen was available, but the day after, I actually recorded that in-game day after, the Aberdeen job had actually disappeared. So even if I was going to go for it, which I don't think I was, it had gone anyway. So back to Glentoran. Let's take a little look at the moment at the squad, because one of the things that I kind of look at with a team like this is how I can play until the next transfer window, until I can shape the team I want to be able to play. Now, the formation I've been playing at Stirling and Wraith, it's very much been about the attacking midfielders. That's one of the things that's lacking at this club. So the way I'm looking at it at the moment is to play basically a 4-3-3 or a 4-3-2-1, whatever you want to call it, with wingers and a kind of striker that at the moment is Johnny Lafferty, who's going to play as a target man, just looking to get the crosses into him and get some support from the midfield areas. So you can see Kieran Caldwell is appearing in all of these. Kieran Caldwell is really the only player that can play on the right wing who's effective at all. Let's take a look at him. So unfortunately, you can see for a winger, he has 3 crossing, which is not good at all. He's been okay this season, I suppose. 9 assists, 33 games. Yeah, it's alright, but if we want to get better, then we need to look to get a better quality of player, or look to play a different formation. On the left wing, David Cushley is in on loan from Crusaders, who I think are just about to win the league. His crossing is 10, so he's definitely a better player. He's actually the top goal scorer with 8 goals. I don't know if he's scored them from the left wing or from the striker's position. Then midfield, Kim Nelson is one of the better players, I suppose. We're back. You've got to adjust to the level, and we're back to the kind of single digit kind of players, as opposed to the double digits. And looking at Kim, technique's fairly decent, flair, vision's double figures as well, I suppose. 23 years old, so he's got age on his side. We've also got Ryan Coyle, who's going to play in the more defensive midfield position. Tackling is lacking, determination is really lacking. You can just see that there are areas in the team that already are causing problems, and we're going to have to try to adjust things in the summer. And the last position is going to Hugh Walker there in the midfield, 17-year-old, so he's one of our youth players. But you can see determination, teamwork, work rate is there. Natural fitness is lacking a little bit. Stamina's double figures at least. He's got plenty of time to develop, and with those kind of mental attributes at 17, I think he's actually going to be a really kind of good worker in the team. In goals, Jimmy Stanix has been the first choice goalkeeper. He looks pretty decent. Another youngster again, so I'm definitely going to look towards the youth players coming through by the looks of it. Dundee are interested, which is a bit frustrating, to be honest. I might try and get him signing an actual contract. Right back, we've got Jay McGee here as the best player, but if you look at it, he's also one of the best defenders, and you can see Kieran Caldwell's there as well. That just shows central defence is not a strong area at all. So I'm not going to play Jay McGee there. We've got Aaron Smith, who is 31, and you can see from his stats probably the sensible choice, but we have a left field choice in 16-year-old Lee Martin, and I can see already that there are a lot of stats in here that I like: work rate, determination, bravery. He's got good natural fitness, good stamina for a player his age, and that's definitely something I can work with for someone to play in the full-back position, so I'm quite pleased with that. Marcus Kane at left back, 27 years old, experienced player. He is the best that we've got to offer, but sorely lacking in the technical. He's quick though, which is certainly in his favour, and it looks as though he's a good leader as well. But determination too again, so really want to try and improve that determination in the team. It's served me well at other clubs, and I'll try to do so here. Central defence, McAleenan is the best defender at the club, and yet again it's another youngster, 18 years old. Marking is good, heading, tackling we need to work on, good determination, good positioning, decisions is good as well. Jumping reach is good, stamina not so good, strength again another player with a bit of pace, so hopefully we can do something with him. And finally we have Jay McGee, who is the older centre back, so we're going to have the young and old kind of pairing, and he's got the same kind of skills with the determination and positioning, a little bit better at tackling, not so good at marking or heading indeed. So we'll see how things go. I am going to cover off the Coleraine game today with the team that we have set out. I'm just going to take a quick look at the tactics, and you can see that Caldwell's not really suited to that role on the right, but we don't really have anyone else at this stage to play there, and I don't really want to play a 4-5-1 or a 4-4-2. I quite like this. formation here. But as you can see, the only player we've really got that can play in that advanced attacking midfielder position is Jonathan Smith, who is not that great. He'll get a place on the bench probably. I haven't actually picked the bench yet, so we'll put him on the bench and we'll see whether or not he can get on at some point and show us what he can do. Just fill out the bench here. I'll go for Johnny Adlis because he's quite a versatile player. Yeah, and I think that's it. So only 5 subs in Northern Ireland. Oops, that's not it. We've missed the defender. Got a choice of 2 youth players here. Unless we go for Aaron Smith. We'll go for Aaron Smith. That gives us a midfielder as well. In terms of the mentality, we're going for control. Team instructions: slightly deeper, higher tempo, play wide, play out of defence and exploit the flanks with early crosses passing into space with mixed passing. So I think, I don't know, it's the end of the season. We're going to have a busy summer ahead of us trying to get players in, but obviously with Northern Ireland, it's going to be far more difficult to attract players here. I've tried already, just been in the job a day or two, looking at some of the free transfers from Scotland, and a couple of youngsters I tried to go for, and they just don't want to change country. So this is what we'll go with for today, and let's see how we get on. Not expecting too much, to be honest. So how are we looking for form here? Well, 9 matches, and we've won 3 of them, drawn 4 and lost 2. So really, this is the sort of game that we should be looking to win, and certainly if we can win and Portadown don't manage to win, then we have a good finish to the season and finishing 7th. But let's get this underway and see how we can go. But I'm actually really excited about this. I've actually recorded videos very kind of back to back at the moment, just because I was excited about moving into a different division, completely a different country, and just a change of scenery really. Special day, can't wait to get started. I don't know why they're giving me all these interviews here. Shut up. Right, can we get on with it? Okay, so Coleraine are playing quite defensive formation against us, so hopefully we'll manage to... Oh great, I haven't done all these. Right, let's see, what did I do with this and the other one? I think it was hard tackling in these. Strikers was tight marking, and I'm pretty sure that was a weaker foot. Wide players were definitely weaker foot, and also for the fullbacks as well. I think that'll do for now. I'll probably have a look at it in more detail afterwards. We are favourites. We're back to the drawing board, I guess, with our team talks. Nobody really wants to listen to me. Let's go. So here we are at our new stadium, and what's it called again? The Oval, something the Oval. Remember? Yeah, the Oval. Right. Okay, I was right. I thought it was. Yeah, we've actually got a couple of players tired to begin with that I didn't even really notice. Whoa, 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 whoa. You can tell I was bored with Wraith Rovers as I changed things around to be much faster. I just wanted the season over and really to find a new job. As we get a chance now with Nelson breaking into the box, cleared by Doyle, and McGee with a Magoo type challenge loses out to McGonigal, who breaks away into the box onto the right foot, and it's hit the post. It's unlucky from him there, and we'll clear our lines, and maybe, nope, we're not going to mount a challenge from there. So as far as a few of the players, they are tired. at this stage already. I did notice that a lot of the squad were flagged as being tired. I don't know if it's just the fact that it's the end of the season, or the fact they played on Saturday and it's Tuesday. Got a chance here, Cushley with the free kick, and he's put it over the bar. I'd say so far, not too bad. Colleran definitely had the better of the chances. Possession's pretty even. We've had a decent number of shots. We'll just get ourselves into half time and try and energise the players for the second half. Unless we get a chance from here. So Cushley with the free kick, Martin to Nelson, Coyle. Cushley's still there. Goes for goal, and wasn't a bad effort, I suppose. Goalkeeper was rooted to the spot, so had that been going into the top corner, it might have done that. Cushley now, free kick. No. I guess it is definitely going to take time to adjust, because Scott Fraser for Wraith Rovers was pretty good at free kicks, apart from against Celtic. People aren't playing that well. Okay. It's not great if your new manager comes in and at half time in your first game says you're not playing well. Yeah. I think what I'll do, the fact they've got two defensive midfielders playing an attacking midfielder really isn't going to do me any favours. They're just not going to be able to get an awful lot of space. I do believe that the wings are possibly the way to go, but again, they do have wide midfielders as well as the fullbacks, so it may not give us the kind of space that we're looking for. As Brown cuts it inside, Parkhill with a shot was blocked. McGee launching it up towards Lafferty on his own. That's the only thing that worries me, is Lafferty's been left a little bit out there on his own. Just looking at the wingers, they're not playing particularly well anyway, so possibly I'll look at changing the formation here, as Lafferty now takes a free kick instead of Cushley, and he does no better. I've had a large number of shots at goal, but only one of them really working the goalkeeper, and I think we do need to look at changing something around here. Jonathan Smith definitely for me is that game still playing on in the background? It is, isn't it? Caldwell can play there. Cushley can kind of play there. Caldwell's not played particularly well, nor is Cushley, to be honest. Walker can kind of play there. Nelson can play there as well. So maybe Jonathan Smith on for Caldwell, and that suits him just fine. Prefer the playmaker role. Cushley swap with Nelson, and advanced playmaker support this time, and then Cushley off for Addis. Just wondering maybe whether to keep Caldwell on. I mean, he is our kind of best player, so possibly, yeah, let's just undo those. We'll swap Caldwell with Nelson, advanced playmaker support, and then, yeah, Cushley just comes off. Yeah, that's it. That's what I was looking for. Got there in the end. So we'll go with that, and we'll change our instructions now not to exploit the flank. Still would like to play out from the back if possible. Let's see if we can turn the game in our favour. Basically, two attacking midfielders are going to go up against two defensive there, so might nullify each other. Don't know. Definitely want to try something a little bit different, as we try to get a shot away with Nelson there, and it's blocked. Higgins picking up the ball, dropping deep. Back to Mullen at right back. Taking his time, not being closed down, so why would he rush? Two shots on target. We're going to go attacking, and we're going to tell the team to push forward. I do want to win our first game in charge. It would be nice. Though I am being realistic here, it's not a particularly good team, it's not a particularly good squad. As Caldwell now back to Walker, coming inside to Coyle, forward to Nelson. Smith dropping a little bit deeper, manages to pick out Walker, and the keeper's made a save there, low to his left. There was a good chance there, I think. A little bit more venom in the shot, and Walker may have scored. Lafferty now with a free kick. Lots of free kicks. If I can get a free kick taker, we might be alright here. Cohen have had 18 fouls in this game. We've got 20 minutes to go. Maybe bring off Lafferty. Not played particularly well. We'll go to Poacher for Chris Trussell, and once we can give a team talk, let's get them to push forward again. Colin have really just sat in. You know, the formation suggested they were going to sit and try and get a point from the game, and they've done it well. They've had a game plan, and it's worked for them so far, and we're just desperately trying to get the goal to give us the 3 points on our first game. As we get another chance, John Smith coming forward, Nelson to his right, played back to Coyle. Nice little passing here into Trussell, and he scores. And we get our first goal for Glentoran. And yeah, I feel quite pleased about that. Bringing a sub on, and he manages to get the goal. And the change in formation definitely seemed to have helped a little bit there. Managing to get the ball through the middle there. Trussell peeling away from his marker, and a decent finish from him. And yeah, that's pretty good going. Then we're just going to go back to control. We just don't want to get stung by a counter attack from Coleraine here. And a couple of minutes left. Caldwell doing well there to get the ball. Nelson now progressing down the right wing. Infield to Smith. Forward to Trussell just outside the box. Walker from range. So they're not going to shoot. We're just trying to work that chance. And Smith now going all the way back to Caldwell. Coyle, patient build-up play, not trying to force the issue too much. It's good to see, given the fact we're 1-0 up. Well, that kind of goes against the grain. I'm sure we had much better chances than that, as Walker decided just to launch that in from there. Crazy. Free kick is headed clear by Doherty. Trussell picking it up. Back to McGee on the right, the central defender, playing inside to Walker. Now will Walker shoot again? No, he doesn't. He plays it through to Smith. He's going to try to find someone in the middle. McGee is there. Of all people, it's our centre back in the centre forward position. Gets his goal, 2-0. And yeah, this is not too bad at all for our first game in charge. McGee, well, okay, he got more than a little bit lucky with that goal. I don't know whether it was heading in or not until the deflection. But yeah, that should do it. And a good effort from the lads, but certainly if we have aspirations to finish higher up in the league next year, we absolutely have to try and strengthen the squad. And certainly one of the things I have to do is try and get Jimmy Stanix on a contract so that Dundee can't snap him up. Yeah, they did play well, I suppose, at the end. Definitely the second half performance was better, and the formation certainly seemed to be a bit more effective. Whether or not it was just for today's game it was effective, I don't know. But excellent. Portadown drew with Cannock, and we've managed to finish 7th, so top of the split. I'm assuming that is what the line is for, that it's a split kind of similar to what the SPL do, or the Ladbrokes Premiership, whatever they want to call it these days. So all in all, not a bad start to this new adventure with Glentoran. Let's leave the match, and I think what I'm going to do, given the fact we are that much in the red, is potentially try to get some of the kind of British teams across to do the little friendly trick and try and get some money in from there. So anyway, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and you're looking forward to this new job as much as I am. Let me know what you think about it in the comments section below. If you like the video, please leave a like. Thank you for watching, and as ever, until the next time, I'll see you when I see you.